Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chair.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chair.
Good afternoon.
Teacher တမီကင်မရာဖွင့်နိုင်
Tami camera.
အတမီကင်ဖွင့်နိုင်
ဒီနေ့ဒီပုံစံပဲလားလို့လား
ဟုတ်တယ် teacher
Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon သမီး
Lunch လုပ်ပြီးသွားပြီလား teacher?
ဟမ်
သမီးစားပြီးသွားပြီလားပြော
Oh, I haven't finished. I always have my lunch after this class.
Oh,
Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon သမီး Okay, so shall we start now?
yes teacher
Okay, so I think we have finished number 3 yesterday, right?
Yes, teacher.
yes teacher
So we'll move to number 4. Answer this question about the teenager in survey. Use the expression from the use of English box. So you have to answer this question just by looking at the survey, and you can use the words here. So you can use the following expression as short answer with the answer if the meaning is clear. So for example, how many adults take part in the survey? So this survey only based on the teenager, right? So none of them. So we can say none or none of them to give a short answer. And how many of the boys in the survey read ebooks? So the answer is very few or hardly any. So reading ebooks, what is that? So only 3%, right? So we can say it is very few or hardly anyone. Got it?
Got it, teacher.
And which
Got it,
device
teacher.
are important for German teenager? Mobile phone or MP3 player? So the answer is both. So they have the same, right? So mobile phone and MP3 player. So the percentage are not that different. So we can say almost the same or both. It's okay. So just like that, you can use these phrases to give the answer for number 4. Okay, none of them, very few, very little, not much, hardly any, not that many, quite a few, a lot, plenty, loads. Loads mean a lot. All of them or almost all of them. For talking about two things, you can use both for positive sense and you can use neither for negative sense. So got it? Okay, so we'll answer these questions and after that we'll check together, okay?
Okay, teacher.
okay teacher
So if the connection is okay, please turn your camera on, okay?
I don't look. Don't look pretty right now.
Okay, you're always pretty in my eyes, so yes, you can turn on.
Is that a compliment or thirst trap?
No, it's compliment to me. It's purely a compliment. Mitu is taking leave for today, so I think everyone is here.
Yes, teacher.
Dr. Mo,
Yes, teacher.
you know about your marks, right?
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel?
Nothing. တမီးအစလေးအတည်တမီးဒီလောက်ရမယ်ဆို
Okay, great. Then. I haven't told the marks to Mary, so I have to tell her.
Yeah, what do you have to do now?
We are doing number 4 now.
Okay.
And you can use the phrases from use of English to give the short answer to talk about the percentage, okay? And it's not clear when you're whole line.
ဟုတ်တယ်
Yes,
ရှင်
teacher.
မလုပ်လို့
Okay, so have you finished?
Almost, teacher.
Almost, okay.
Turn, teacher.
So how about the others? Have you finished?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so number one, how many times a teenager use a mobile phone daily or several times a week? So using mobile phone, it's like over 90%, right? So how can we answer that?
All of them.
Almost all of them. We can
All of
say
them.
almost all of them or all of them, right? Because it's over 90%. So we can say almost all of them, right? Okay, so how about number two? How many texts are sent and how many phone calls do you think are made every day by German teenagers? So you have to give your opinion. So how do you think?
I think they will watch it for sure.
Yes, so it depends on your opinion, right? So maybe lots or a lot, right? So they may make phone calls with their friends and they may send the text message, right? So we can say plenty or we can say a lot, right? Because they're using mobile phone anyway, right? Okay, so how about number three? Who listens to music on MP3 player, boys or girls?
Would.
So listen to MP3 player. So both, right? So it has the same percentage. So both, yes. And how about number four? How many girls play computer games? Oh, playing computer games is like 70%. So how can we? Yeah.
Much.
Yes, we can use not much or very few, right?
Oh.
Not much or very little or very few. We can use these expressions as it's only 17%, right? Okay, great. And how about number five? How many
A lot.
teenagers take digital photos? Taking digital photos, what is that? Okay, so 44%, 62%, so it's a lot. We can say a lot, right? Yeah. It's over 50%, right? So a lot. And how about number six? How many six, how many boys read books? Reading books.
Very little.
Yes, so only 3%, right? So we can use very little or not much or hardly any. We can use hardly any, right? Because it's
Oh.
only 100%, so hardly any or very little
Little.
or very few. And how about seven? How many teenagers go to the cinema? So only 1%, right? So which phrase can we use? None of them or yes, almost none of them, right? So none, we can say none because it only have 1%. Okay, so we have finished number four. So have you got all the answers for number four, everyone?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, yes. Okay, then we'll move to number five. Contact your own survey and the voice and type of media in your class. Record your result in a bar chart. So you have to draw the bar chart. So I want to skip this one. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, teacher.
So we'll move to another listening. Finding time. Can you always find something to do in your free time? Okay, so I think we have discussed about this already yesterday, right?
Yes, teacher.
So we'll move to listening right away. So listening 10, number one, you're going to hear Jay talking about a challenge that his school set him and his classmates. What was the challenge? So I'll play a listening recording and you have to find out what kind of challenge is that, okay?
Okay,
So are you
teacher.
guys ready?
Ready, teacher.
Yes,
Okay, so
teacher.
It started on Tuesday. I thought at first that it would be easy, but I was wrong. As soon as we turned off our devices, it felt strange. The first day was okay because I was at school, but that evening, after I had done my homework, I felt a bit lost. I missed being in contact with my friends. I didn't know what to do. The next day at school, Wednesday, I heard other people talking about a video they'd seen on YouTube. They were laughing and joking, but I couldn't take part in the conversation because I hadn't seen it. That evening, I spent the usual amount of time doing my homework, But instead of checking my news feeds and going on Snapchat, I watched a really good film on TV. With no messages coming in, I was able to give it all my attention. On Thursday, I played football straight after school, and when I got home, I felt quite relaxed. I even picked up a book which I wanted to read for ages. I didn't really think about using my phone. But by the time it got to the weekend, I was going crazy. I don't think I waste time going online, checking my messages, texting, and so on. It's just part of what I do. I mean, on Saturday, I fancied meeting up with friends to play basketball, and I wanted to talk to my family in Canada, but I couldn't do anything without my phone. To be honest, I felt like giving up the challenge, but I didn't. So, by Monday night, I was really looking forward to Tuesday morning, when I'd be able to turn on my phone and laptop again. So, what did I learn from the challenge? The challenge made me more aware of how I spend my time. I think it helped me to improve my self-control, and I learned that I wasn't as dependent on my phone and social media as I thought.
Okay, so what is the challenge? What is the challenge?
Put away his phone.
To put away his phone. Okay.
Try not to use social media.
Okay. So how about the others? How do you think? What is the challenge? How about the rest of you? ကျန်တဲ့လူရောဟင်ကျန်တဲ့လူနားထောင်နေကြမလား
ဟုတ်နားထောင်နေရှင်
So what is the answer? What is the challenge?
Do
Oh,
some
teacher.
activity like
It was
try
like
not to
without
use-
phone.
Yes, he had to stay without phone. He cannot use his phone. So that is the challenge. Got it?
Yeah, it was very challenging for him.
Yeah, it was. I think we should make that kind of challenge in class, right?
No. No.
So you guys say that you cannot live without your phone like that?
For real, teacher, not
Yes.
even an hour. Yes, teacher. We can't.
Okay, whatever. Okay, so we'll move to number 2. Listen again and choose the correct answer. So this time you have to choose the correct answer. So read the question first, okay? After that, I will play the listening again. So did you finish reading the questions?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll play it again.
Track 10.
It started on Tuesday. I thought at first that it would be easy, but I was wrong. As soon as we turned off our devices, it felt strange. The first day was okay because I was at school, but that evening, after I had done my homework, I felt a bit lost. I missed being in contact with my friends. I didn't know what to do. The next day at school, Wednesday, I heard other people talking about a video they'd seen on YouTube. They were laughing and joking, but I couldn't take part in the conversation because I hadn't seen it. That evening, I spent the usual amount of time doing my homework, but instead of checking my news feeds and going on Snapchat, I watched a really good film on TV. With no messages coming in, I was able to give it all my attention. On Thursday, I played football straight after school, and when I got home, I felt quite relaxed. I even picked up a book which I wanted to read for ages. I didn't really think about using my phone. But by the time it got to the weekend, I was going crazy. I don't think I waste time going online, checking my messages, texting, and so on. It's just part of what I do. I mean, on Saturday, I fancied meeting up with friends to play basketball, and I wanted to talk to my family in Canada, but I couldn't do anything without my phone. To be honest, I felt like giving up the challenge, but I didn't. So, by Monday night, I was really looking forward to Tuesday morning, when I'd be able to turn on my phone and laptop again. So, what did I learn from the challenge? The challenge made me more aware of how I spend my time. I think it helped me to improve my self-control, and I learned that I wasn't as dependent on my phone and social media as I thought.
So did you get the answers for number 2?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Okay, so how long did the challenge last?
1 week.
1 week.
Yes, 1 week. How about today? Did 2 things during the challenge that he didn't usually do. What are they?
He watched a film on TV.
Watch a play on TV and he read a book.
Yes, he watched a film on TV and he read a book. Correct. And 3, which 2 sports does Jay play?
Football and
Football
I think basketball.
Football.
Football and basketball. Correct. In which country does Jay have family?
Canada.
Canada. Correct.
Canada.
Yes. Okay, so we'll move to number 3 now. Now answer these questions. Listen again if you need to. I think you need to listen it again, right?
Yes,
Of
teacher.
course. Yeah.
Yes,
Read the question
teacher.
first. Read the question first, okay? There are 3 questions. Okay, so I'll play again.
Track 10.
It started on Tuesday. I thought at first that it would be easy, but I was wrong. As soon as we turned off our devices, it felt strange. The first day was okay because I was at school, but that evening, after I'd done my homework, I felt a bit lost. I missed being in contact with my friends. I didn't know what to do. The next day at school, Wednesday, I heard other people talking about a video they'd seen on YouTube. They were laughing and joking, but I couldn't take part in the conversation because I hadn't seen it. That evening, I spent the usual amount of time doing my homework, but instead of checking my news feeds and going on Snapchat, I watched a really good film on TV. With no messages coming in, I was able to give it all my attention. On Thursday, I played football straight after school, and when I got home, I felt quite relaxed. I even picked up a book which I wanted to read for ages. I didn't really think about using my phone. But by the time it got to the weekend, I was going crazy. I don't think I waste time going online, checking my messages, texting, and so on. It's just part of what I do. I mean, on Saturday, I fancied meeting up with friends to play basketball, and I wanted to talk to my family in Canada, but I couldn't do anything without my phone. To be honest, I felt like giving up the challenge, but I didn't. So, by Monday night, I was really looking forward to Tuesday morning, when I'd be able to turn on my phone and laptop again. So, what did I learn from the challenge? The challenge made me more aware of how I spend my time. I think it helped me to improve my self-control, and I learned that I wasn't as dependent on my phone and social media as I thought.
So did you get all the answers?
Yes.
Do I need to play again to check your answer?
No, teacher.
No, okay. So the first question is, what was the views of the challenge at the beginning and how did his view change?
The first day was easy for him, and during the challenge, he feel like it's quite difficult. More one day one. Yes, I guess.
Okay, great. Hey, Hansen, what have you got for number one? Hey, Hansen, are you there? Hey, Hansen, are you there? Hey, Hansen, are you there?
Hello.
啲即係 call 你啊，都應該話來住打俾人嘅咧。
I'm you but then do me.
Okay, so tell me the answer for number one.
Like he thought he couldn't live without it at first. But then he watched a film and he could give attention to it without the messages. And after he finishes homework, instead of going to like Snapchat and stuff, he can do other stuff. So
I don't think that
knows
relates to the question.
Okay, he doesn't. You're talking the whole recording again, so
I think
So
teacher
actually, yeah,
is
that-
paging up here, teacher.
great. Hey, Hansen.
Yeah,
You
but
follow
he
the
changed it.
lessons, right?
Yes, I listened.
Okay, great. Okay, whatever. So Nalita, can you tell me the answer for number one?
He thought it would be easy at first, but as the time passed, it became more difficult for him. Yeah.
That's it, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So how about Tutumo? What did you get for number one? Tutumo, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
So
Hello.
what have you got for number one to me? Number one ผิดทางเลย
Tell me my page how it works.
อ๋อไม่ผิดทาง Okay. Okay. At first he thought it would be easy, right? And then as the time passed, he thought he feel like he wants to give up, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And after that he said like he thinks he is going crazy, right?
Yes.
So actually he cannot live without his phone, right? So that is the answer. At first he thinks that would be easy, but actually it is difficult for him, right? He thinks that he is going crazy and then he wants to give up, right? But he didn't. So that is his new change. So actually it is really difficult for him. So how about number two? What did Jill find difficult during the challenge? Mention three things. Okay, so what are the three difficulties for him without using his phone?
He
Tell me
can
the first.
yes.
You can
Uh,
participate in the conversation that talk about the YouTube video. And
Yes.
the other thing, he can contact his family.
Yes.
And he can check the Snapchat new feeds.
He can check the Snapchat music. Okay, so that is Aga's answer. So is there any different idea with Aga?
Teacher, all the same.
The same. 即係例如我佢歸多一次嘅係咪 So the first thing is that he cannot participate or he cannot take part in a conversation with his friends while they are discussing about a video on YouTube, right? And the second thing is he cannot make contact with his family from Canada. And the third thing is that he cannot use his social media, or it can also be he cannot make contact with his friends. So have you got the answers for number two?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, great. So number three, what did he learn from the challenge? So what did he learn from this challenge?
He know more about how he spent his
Yes,
time and self-control.
yes. So is there any other different answer? Susan, what have you got for number 3? Susan, are you there?
Oh, yes, teacher.
Tell me the answer for number 3.
I think he learned that he can live without the phone, and also he shouldn't, like, he shouldn't spend more time on phone. And I think those are the lessons that he got from the challenge.
Okay, so how about Aga? What have you got for number 3?
I heard like his life depends on his phone, like that.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay,
I only
so
yeah.
okay, so how about Jason? What have you got for number 3? Jason, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what have you got for number 3 to me? Number 3 piano to me.
No, teacher, I don't get it.
I think you're not quite sure about that. Okay, so how about Henny?
Yeah.
What have you got for number 3?
Like he can live without phone,
And
phone is kind of important for him.
okay, so that's it.
Yes, Chair.
Okay, so the main things that he learned from this challenge is that he can be more aware of the time spent, how he spent the time, and then he can have like more self-control or something like that, right? So that is the answer for number 3. Yes. Okay, so we'll move to speaking part number 4. Walk in pairs, how would you feel if you couldn't use your mobile or any social media for a week? So you have to imagine that you are not allowed to use your mobile phone or any social media. So you have to write a paragraph or you have to talk like you. Okay, how do you feel if you don't have your phone in your hand for about a week? Okay, so you can use the phrase like, I think I feel a bit, or I miss, I wouldn't be able to, but I'm probably, so you can use these phrases. Okay, so you have to think about yourself. You're in a situation that you cannot use your phone for a week. Okay, so I'll give you 5 minutes to prepare for that, and after that you have to talk one by one. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Okay.
Teacher, a week, how? A week.
Yes, a week or a week. And you can use the verb that followed by ing. I think we have talked about that in Global H, right? I miss plus ing. I miss being, or I spend time plus doing something, or I waste time going, I waste time checking, I fancy meeting up, or I feel like giving up. So you can use some of the verb with verb ing again. So you can use these words too, like, I love, I enjoy, I prefer, I don't mind, I dislike, I hate, I can't please, can't stand. So I think the time is up. Have you finished?
Yes.
How about the others? Have you finished? Thế nên được bị lại.
Almost
maybe-
finished, teacher.
Almost, okay.
teacher
Yes.
နွေးကလေ power off သွားလို့ teacher ထွက်သွားရတယ်မီးလိုက်ပြန်ဝင်လာ
Okay.
နွေးထွေး
Honey, yeah. Oh, honey, yeah.
ဟုတ်ခဏနေ teacher
Okay, so let's start. I will start with Susan. Susan, are you ready?
teacher ကိုခေါ်လိုက်တာလား
Yeah. ဒီချက်ကိုခေါ်လိုက်တာမဟုတ်သမီးကိုခေါ်လိုက်တာ Are you ready now?
Not really.
Not really. Okay, so okay, I'll wait for a while then.
teacher ရေးရမှာ3ကြောင်းပဲမလား
သုံးချောင်းလည်းမဟုတ်ဘူးအများကြီးရေးလို့ရတယ်ဒီ phrase လေးသုံး
မ
ရ
ဟုတ်အမ3ကြောင်းရှိလို့သမီးအဲ့လောက်ပဲရေးတာ
ဟုတ်မဟုတ်ဒါသူသုံးသွားတဲ့ phrase လေးကိုပြန်သုံးလို့ရတယ်ဆိုတော့ So you can write whatever you want.
teacher I'm ready now.
Just step now then.
Okay, teacher. So let me solve that. Okay. So I think I will feel a bit, missing something. Whenever I go out, I always grab my phone. So I will feel a bit missing something. And also I wouldn't be able to play games and how can I say, record my piano things. And it will be so difficult for me because I check every social media like every 5 minutes. So I think it will be so difficult. But I just realized why that I probably play pianos and do some activity, practicing or reading books or writing homeworks. I think I will probably. And guess what? If I don't have phone, I don't need to, assign my homeworks to teacher. How good, right? So
that's it, Susan. That's it, right? Susan, are you stay there?
Oh, she got it, teacher.
Okay, can you choose next one?
Teacher what? 타가죠, teacher.
아까.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. It's impossible not having my phone in my hand, but right now I'm facing like that because like I have some nervous system issues, so I have to reduce my screen time. So I'm doing that challenge right now. So, but I have many things to do without phones, like reading books or playing some instruments, but it is not the same feeling with using phone or using social media. So I think I feel a bit losing something in my hand like that, because like my phone is always sticking in my hand. So yeah, if you ask, you will do this challenge. So I will ask again, like if you give me money, I will do this challenge like that. If I earn the money, I will do the challenge, but in other way, I won't do it. Never. It's impossible. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. So
That's it.
there is another conclusion that money is everything like that for you, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So who do you choose?
intention.
Interesting.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay. So I think I would feel a bit bored because I don't have my phone and I usually play games in my free time on it. But I would miss nothing because I can do everything on my laptop. I wouldn't be able to use my laptop when the electricity isn't available. So in that time, I would probably miss my phone a lot. But I would probably be fine without my phone.
Because
Yeah.
you have your laptop, right?
Yes, but without
What if
electricity, I
you
can't
don't
do
have
anything.
what if you don't have any laptop or your mobile phone?
Then I would just spend time with my family.
So it means that it doesn't matter whether you have phone or not, right?
Yes, for now
It's
at
not a
least.
great impact on you.
Yes, and I probably couldn't attend classes too.
That's a good idea.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, we won't do that challenge. So whatever. Okay. So hey, does it? Can you pick up next?
9 little.
9 answer.
So if I have my computer, I can live without my phone. But if I don't have both, I would feel a bit like bored, or I wouldn't be able to play games or use any social media. So, but I think if I have my computer, I would probably be fine without my phone. And if I don't have both, I would feel a bit bored, and I will probably like go outside and play some sports.
So you are
Yeah,
doing
that's
some
it.
outdoor activities, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So can you pick up next?
Really.
Nilele. Nilele, are you there? I don't see Nilele out here. So I think you have to pick up next answer. I don't see her. Anita? Anita, are you stay there?
Yes, we are saying that.
Hey, hi.
Yes, teacher. So for me, I think I would be a bit weird for living without mobile phone as well. And I'm kind of like person who use mobile phone more than 3 hours in a day. So I miss being in contact with my friend message. So, but I can do the other thing. Instead of using my phone, I can do sleeping, like reading books, playing sport, and studying, and spend time with my family, and playing with my pet, cleaning my bedroom, cleaning my study deck.
So you
And
have
also
so many activities to replace your
Yeah,
phone, right? So that is great.
I do. So I have challenged it before, so it's not difficult for me. It's quite easy. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
okay, great.
I want to choose tutu.
Tutu mo.
Okay, so I think if I will be feel very bored and definitely I will be depressed because I can't live without my phone, and I will be miss being in contact with my friends, and I wouldn't be able to use mobile and watching dramas and listening music. So I will really miss my phone. And if I don't have my phone, I can live like 2 days only, not more than that. I tried last week, I tried that in our exam days. I tried that I don't touch my phone or I throw it, but I can't. Not more than 2 days.
So 2 days at the most, right? Not more than
Yes.
that. Okay, great. So that's it.
Yes.
Okay, so can you choose next, please?
Chizinta.
Susan.
When I do not hold my phone, I think I will feel a little bit of miss my friends, miss food blog videos in social media. I miss in contact with my best friend. I wouldn't be able to use my phone because my Wi-Fi is lagging. When I do not use phone, I'm playing with neighborhood children, watch cartoon movie, and visit my friend's house.
Okay, so you will be okay without your phone, right, Susan?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. So can you pick up next for me? Oh,
Definitely.
Susan. Okay.
Okay. I think I feel a bit not normal when I'm using my phone, and I will miss my phone at the times that I have nothing to do, and I wasn't able to watch a movie or content with my friend, and but I probably okay not to use phone when I hang out with my friend or like do some activity.
So you mean that you'll be okay, right?
Yeah.
Without your phone.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So Nilele and that, right? So you have to choose between that.
Nila lecture.
Nilele, okay. Nilele, are you there? Nilele အောင်ရှိလားသမီး။သမီးစကားပြောလို့မရဘူးလား။စကားပြောလို့မရဘူးလား
I think she's like before. She's not okay to talk.
Okay. သမီးစကားပြောလို့မရဘူးဆိုတော့ check ထမှာရပြီနော်။ I sent to Fiverr. Okay. It's okay. So, 1000.
Okay, I think I feel a bit crazy without using phone, mobile me, and I will miss some of my contact, and I wouldn't be able to contact with them, so that I probably trying to use into it without using phone. Yes, thank you.
So that's it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. သမီးကြားမှာ line ပြတ်သွားလားမသိဘူး။အတန်ပြတ်သွားတယ်။အဲ့ဒါကြာလားသမီးပြောတာကြာသွားလားမသိဘူး။ Okay. So I think everyone has finished, right? ကုန်ပြီးသွားပြီနော်
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
Teacher.
teacher.
多
Okay.
多
ဟာ
多多先。
1000ခုနပြီးသွားပြီသမီး။1000နောက်ဆုံးပြောရအောင်
ဟုတ်
Okay, number 5. Complete the sentence using an ing form to make them true for you. အဲ့တော့အချိန်ကြာမှာဆိုလို့ကျွန်တော် true ပဲပြောစီမယ်နော်။သူကအဲ့ဒီ words တွေနောက်ကျတော့ verb ing လိုက်လို့ရတယ်လို့ပြောတယ်။ So number 1ဆိုတော့ဘယ်လိုဆက်လို့ရအောင်လဲ I spend quite Hello.
Hello, teacher, me Fiona.
Teacher တကယ်ကြားပြီလား
Hello, teacher. Yes.
ကြားပြီလား Okay. Okay, for number 5, we'll do together. Okay, so number 1, I spend quite a lot of time. And how can we continue the sentence?
Reading
To make sense. Okay, I spend quite a lot of time reading the books. How about number 2? I sometimes waste time
using online, using social media.
Yes, using social media or surfing the internet. We can use like that. Yes. How about number 3? Next weekend, I fancy
Meeting with my friends.
Meeting with my friends or hanging out with my friends. Yes. I don't mind land, but I hate. So I don't mind.
I hate studying.
Okay, so I hate studying. So how about I don't mind? So I don't mind listening to music, but I hate singing like that. We can say like that, right? And when I'm really tired, I can't face.
When I'm really tired, I can't face.
Yes, maybe I can't face studying or I can't face doing the homework, right? It means the same with I can't stand. How about I enjoy, but I prefer?
I enjoy eating, but I prefer sleeping.
Okay, I enjoy eating, but I prefer sleeping. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. Whatever, it is okay. So ဒီနောက်ကနေ verb ing လိုက်လို့ရတယ်ဆိုတော့ဗျာနော်ဆိုတော့တယောက်ချင်းလုံးဝင်ကြအောင်ပါဆိုတော့ number 5 ကိုပြန်ပြောရအောင် number 6 read the 3 teenagers say about their they spend their free time and what do they have in common. So read the 3 passage and answer this question for me. What do they have in common? Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Yes.
Don't you want to do any activity today?
Yes, I don't want to do any activity today.
Okay, that's rude.
Because you don't
Very
participate
nice of you.
in
That's not very nice of you.
Yeah, that's not very nice of me. I know that.
Teacher, I have a question.
I will
Yeah.
participate when you do activities. Don't worry.
Like yesterday you gave us the homework. Like we need to send the answer back in Viber.
No, you don't need to. We'll discuss together in the class. It is fine.
Okay.
Can
we do that now?
Why?
Yeah.
Why do you want to do it now?
We need some activity to get more energy to share.
Oh my God! Seriously, talking to each
Like,
other is also a kind of activity.
I agree.
I agree with that.
ရှေ့အတန်းတန်းနဲ့ activity လုပ်လို့ရတယ်တခြားအတန်းကိုပြောရဘူးအဲကြောင့်
Father မပြောရဘူးတချို့တော့ပြောရဲပေါ့ယူရဘလို့နေတော့ဟာဘလို့နေလား
No တခြားကြာချစ်လို့လေဟိုဆရာမကြီး
I don't believe those things.
ရှေ့ no cap teacher.
Huh?
Really, teacher? We don't like you.
We don't like you.
No, we don't like you.
Like we like you so much, that's why we only talk.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yes, teacher.
ဒီဆက်ပြမယ်ဒီဆက်ကအခုဒီဟွာလေးကိုထက်ချင်တာပေါ့နည်းဆက်ခဏလောက်ကျန်သေးတယ်ဆိုတယ်လို့3လလေးလောက်ပဲကျန်တော့နော်
3 months တောင်ကျန်သေး
Yeah 3 months ပဲကျန်တော့မှာပြီးရမှာကဒီ global 9တအုပ်လုံးရဲ့ဟိုဘက်က 7.9 တအုပ်လုံးကျန်နေတယ်သမီးမဆိုလို့တဲ့နော်သမီးမဆိုလို့တော့နေတာအဲ့တော့ activity ဆက်လုပ်ပြီးတော့နော်လုပ်ဟိုတနေ့ activity ဆက်လုပ်တာဆမပြောင်းလုပ်တာဆိုမကြသေးဘူးဆိုတော့ activity မရှာထားသေးဘူးပေါ့အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်မို့လို့နော်ဒါလေးဒီမှာလည်း activity တွေပါအမယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင် discuss လုပ်မယ် participate လုပ်မယ်ဆိုရင် it's quite fun ဟုတ်ပြီနော်ဒါပေမဲ့သူတို့ကအရင်နေစက်ပိတ်ပြီးထိုင်နေကြတဲ့ခါကြတော့လေ I don't know what to do sometimes ခိုင်းတာအရင် quiet ဖြစ်နေကြတယ်ဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲတော့ကျွန်တော်မသိဘူးပေါ့နော်အမှန်တော့ဒီမှာ speaking activity ပါအမေးဖြေရမ်းပါတယ်ပေါ့ so you don't even need to do the other activities actually howအမေ sorry အများကြီးဖြစ်သွားမယ်ဆိုလို့ရှင်တော့ဒီလုပ်ပြီးတော့နော် activity အရင် time consuming ဖြစ်တဲ့ဟာမျိုးပေါ့နော်အချိန်ရမ်းကုန်မှာဆို
တော့ဒီချက် 7.9 ကြိုက်ဒီချက် activity အများကြီးလုပ်အောင်ပြီးကြတယ်
great 7.9လောက်ရအောင်7.9ရဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်ကြော်ခွာပြီးသွားတယ်7.9ရဒါပေမဲ့ I can't do
မ
that
သိလို့မရဘူးလားအဲ့ကြောင့်လို့
အတက်မရလို့အတက်လို့မရလို့ဆိုတော့အဲ့7.9နဲ့7.8တော့ concept တွေကကျွန်တော် IG မှာပြန်သုံးချအောင်အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်မို့ကြော်သွားလို့မရဘူး
okay
Okay, so tell me when you finish. So what do they have in common? Can you guys about that?
wait မဖတ်သေးဘူးခုနစကားများလိုက်တယ်
teacher အခုဘာလုပ်နေရမလဲတမီးခုန line ကြောက်ပါ
Hello, you have to read the 3 paragraphs and you have to find the things they have in common. There are 3 students talking about how they spend their free time. So there is something they have in common. So you have to find out what is that.
okay teacher
teacher I'm done
I'm done. Okay, so what do they have in common?
challenge do they have in common
It's not about challenge. There is one thing that they have in common. What is that?
Three of them do like that.
3 of them?
3样လုံးအများဆုံးလို့ Three of mostly do.
Okay, ကျန်တဲ့လူရောဘာတွေ့လဲ
Silent.
Okay, they are silent. So အဲ့ဆိုတယောက်ချင်းပေါ်ရမျိုးရောမနဲ့တူတယ်အဖြေရအောင်တယောက်ဒီတိုင်းဆိုရင်အကောင်ဆိုမပြောကြဘူးပြောရတူတဲ့အတိုင်းပဲပြောနေတာဆို Okay. He says that what have you got?
teacher တမီးဖတ်တော့
Okay, Jason.
ခုနမှပြန်ဝင်လာလို့
Jason, did you get the answer?
Like they all want to do like the outdoor activities.
You don't want to do the
So
outdoor.
they all want to. Oh, they want to do the outdoor activity.
We want to do the outdoor activities. Can we say like that? Because for the second one, he wants to learn how to play a music instrument like piano or guitar, right? So that is obviously that is not outdoor activity, right?
Yeah.
Yes, teacher, we can say like that.
So how about Henderson? What have you got? Henderson, are you there?
Hello.
Okay, what is the answer? What do they have in common?
They have problems for each of them.
What kind of problem?
For the first one, he doesn't have time for the training sessions. I mean, they don't
Okay.
have time for the training sessions.
How about the second one?
He can afford writing lessons.
How about the third one?
It's hard to find time for it.
Okay,
Like for the
actually,
outdoor stuff.
the answer is here, right? I just don't have time.
Oh yeah,
I
they don't have.
just wish I have more time. It is hard to find time. So what is the same thing in common? What is that?
We all want.
They don't have enough time.
They don't have enough time to do their favorite activities in their free time, right? So they don't have enough time. So that's always the thing they have in common, right? Okay, so we'll move to number 7. To write this passage, adding just, really, and still to give emphasis where appropriate. Use each word once. So sometimes we can use just, really, and still to give the emphasis on the words, right? ခိုင်းကြလို့ရှိရင်ကျတော့ emphasize လုပ်ချင်တဲ့အခါကြလို့ရှိရင် just တို့ still တို့ really တို့ထည့်ပေးလို့ရတယ်လို့ပြောချင်တာဟုတ်ပြီနော် For example, I just wish I wish I have more time လို့ပြောမယ်ဆို I just wish I have more time ဆိုနောက်က phrase တစ်ခုလုံး just က emphasize လုပ်ပေးလိုက်တယ် I still get all my homework done. I get all my homework done လို့ပြောတာ I still get. So it gives the emphasis meaning to the sentence. And I enjoy listening to music. So instead, you can say, I really enjoy to give the emphasis on the sentence, right? So for the negative sentence, you can also write in the negative sentence, like adverb usually come before not if the emphasis, the negative meaning. So I just, you can use that. I still haven't, I really don't have time. So you can use like that. Got it? Okay, so you have to write the passage by adding just, really, or still where appropriate to give more emphasis on the meaning. Okay, so we'll do number 7. So have you finished?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, okay. So how can we write the passage? By adding just, really, and still. The first one is my friend Melody is amazing. So shall we put just or really or still?
Really?
Really.
Really amazing. You can also say just amazing or really amazing, right? So my friend Melody is really amazing, or if he is just really amazing.
Yes.
So really is more appropriate, right? So we can use yes. My friend Melody is really amazing. He is good at all his school subjects and he is still good at all his school subject and he is brilliant at sports. He spends a lot of time helping his parents in their shop and he managed to get all the homework done on time. Yes, he still managed, right? He still managed to get all his homework done on time. I
Teacher.
don't know how he does it. Yes.
You can only use each word once.
Not really. So if you have different answers, you can tell me. So did you use more than once?
Yes.
Yes.
Which word?
He said still for like he is still good at all his school subjects. And
He is
uses
still okay, yes, you can also use that. He is still good at all his subject and he is
and he said he still manages. So he used it
still
twice.
yes, right here we can put that. He still managed to get all his homework done on time. And I don't know how he does it. And you can put here too, yes, he is still good at. Or you can also
I
say
just don't
he
know how he
really
does it.
brilliant. Huh?
I just don't know how he does it.
I just don't know. Okay, you want to put just. I just don't know how to.
He just studies Korean. He spent too much detail. He's he stays spent.
He still spends he still em mà theo she freeze mà theo no freeze mà theo nó he spent a lot of time helping his parents in their shop and he still the other nó có sentence mà theo bùi appropriate rồi so she mà theo nó alsoဒီနေရာမှာထည့်လို့ရတယ်ဒီမှာထည့်လို့ရတယ်ဒီနားမှာလည်းထည့်လို့ရတယ်ဒီမှာထည့်လို့ရတယ်ဒီမှာထည့်လို့ရတယ်ဒါပဲနဲ့ဆိုတော့အဲ့ထက်တော့ပိုထည့်ရမယ်နော်အဲ့ဆို
ဟုတ်ရမယ်
Okay.
Okay,
so we'll
yeah,
move,
my chair.
We'll move to writing. Write to list. What do I do in free time? What I don't like to do in my free time. So I will skip this one too. So we'll move to a good night's sleep. Okay.
Oh.
So are you an early bird or a night owl? So what is the answer then? Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Night owl.
Both. It can be both. Okay, depends on the situation. Early bird. Okay, night owl. I think most of you guys are night owl, right?
But GC is early bird.
Okay. Okay, so we'll read number one reading. So sometimes writers use their writing to tell you what you believe, and their writing has a message. So what is the message of this newspaper article? So the article is average person now spend more time on their phone and laptop than sleeping. Study claims. So what is the message that's given to the readers according to the title? What is that?
We use phone and laptop more than the time that we sleep.
Yes. So most of the people, right, they spend their time on their phone more than sleeping, right? So that is the message that's given by the news article. Okay, so we'll move to number two. Match the words and phrases from the article with their meaning. So we'll do number two now. So read the article first, and then we'll find out the phrases in the article, and you have to match the phrase and their definitions. Okay?
Okay,
teacher.
Teacher, what about you? Are you early bird, an early bird or night owl?
Okay, probably I'm not early bird, and I'm not a night owl too. So I sleep all the time like that. So I'm more like an night owl, not an answer. Because I really hate getting up early in the morning. That is why. So have you finished number 2?
Yes, but some are not sure, teacher.
I'm not sure. Okay, so we'll check together. Anyway. No one is taking care of their appearance, so that's it.
C.
Hmm?
Graduate.
Taking care of their appearance. Our appearance. Taking care of the appearance.
The last one. Oh, teacher, number E, making sure they
Correct. Making sure they look good. Wind down.
C, teacher.
C, right? Gradually relax.
C, teacher.
Huh?
She said
C
C.
လို့ပြောရ teacher.
C, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. At risk.
In danger.
In danger. And focus group.
A small number of people. Number A.
A small number of people brought together to discuss a particular subject in order to solve a problem or suggest idea. Correct. Great. And cause for concern.
Oh, what is that?
There is a definition.
G.
Reason or reason to be worried.
Reason to be worried. Exhausted.
A, very tired.
Yes, very tired. And machine.
B.
Hmm?
Number B.
C or F.
F.
Not allowing someone or something to stay in a particular place. And promote is
B.
encourage or help something to develop. Yes, correct. So for number 2, have you got all the answers?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Great. So we'll move to number 3. Okay. We still have time, right? So respond to the newspaper article to complete the following sentence, then number the sentence in the correct order to create a summary of the article. So there are together 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. So first, we'll complete the sentence first, and after that, we'll reorder it back.
Complete the sentence.
So have you finished number 3? I mean, fill in the blanks.
ဒီချက်အဲ့တော့ဘယ်လိုပြရမှာလဲ
လို့ပြမှာဆိုတော့ summary ထုတ်ထားတာပေါ့အဲ့တော့ summary ထုတ်ထားဆိုတော့သူပေးထားတဲ့ information ကိုကျွန်တော် slide မှာပြင်ရှာတာပါ for example number 1 ဆိုလို့ရှိရင် experts advise making the blank a tap free zone in order to boost rest အဲ့တော့ tap free zone ဘယ်ခါမှပြောထားလဲ tap free zone ဘယ်ခါမှရှိမလဲ
အဘရဒီမှာ
တွေ့လားဒီနားမှာတွေ့လား
ဟုတ်
အောက်ဆုံးပါရဲ့ sorry အောက်ဆုံးကရင်အောက်ဆုံးပါရဲ့ဒုတိယမြန်မှာ last advice keeping the bedroom tap free to advise future health issue လို့ပြောထားတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်မို့လို့အဖြေကဘာဖြစ်မလဲ making a tap free zone in order to make those rest making bedroom yes ဖြေရအဲ့လိုဖြေရမှာ
ဟုတ်
ရမယ်နော်
ဟုတ်
ဟုတ်
နံပါတ်ဖြေရောဖြေရလားနံပါတ်ဖြေရလားနံပါတ်ဖြေရတော့ blind intent smartphone check their phone is
4.
what is the answer
That full paragraph.
right here right check their smartphone in the night after it woke them up so 4 and 10 and that's what they're hydra here 4 right 4 and let's see more time is spent checking emails in the morning than eating up the man
Breakfast.
breakfast here eating breakfast now number D experts warn constant exposure to device is leading to poor ကောင်းရှောက်သုံးနေမှာဆိုရင်ဘာဖြစ်သွားနိုင်လဲပြောလဲ
Health.
health problem တွေဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်ပြီးတော့ continuing a lot of sleep can lead to a weakened immune system 对လားအဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်အဲ့မှာတော့ပေးထားတာ poor နဲ့ပေးထားဒီမှာပေးထားတာ weekend နဲ့ပေးထားအဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော်အဖြေက immune system နော်နောက်တစ်ခုကကြတော့ the average person တစ်ခါပြောလိုက်တော့မှာနော်ဆရာတို့လည်းလုံးပါ the average person spends 1 hours and 41 minutes on electronic device ဘယ်နှစ်နာရီနဲ့ဘယ်နှစ်မိနစ်လဲ
8 hours
8 hours 41
hours and 41 minutes yes now the this is 20 minutes spent than the average night sleep it is quite 30 minutes ဘာဖြစ်တာနည်းရလားများလား8ချိန်တော့ပေါ့
ညာ
ညာ
ဆိုတော့ more than ပေါ့ more than သူက8ချိန်က8 hours and 20 minutes သုံးတဲ့ချိန်က8 hours and 41 minutes တော့ပုံများဆို more than ရမယ်နော်အဲ့ဆို order ပြန်စီရတော့ကျွန်တော်ဟိုမှာနောက်တစ်ပတ်မှပြန်ပြောရမယ်နော်နောက်တစ်ပတ်ကကျွန်တော်ဟိုအင်္ဂါနေ့ပိတ်တယ်တူပဲ so we'll see you on Thursday again okay
okay teacher
so I'll stop here so bye bye for today see you next week bye bye
bye bye teacher
bye bye
bye teacher
bye bye
teacher
yes
ဒီချက်သမီးကထုံးမမမှားတယ်လေအဲ့ဒီ grammar ဘိုင်းဘာမှားလဲဆိုဒီချင်းနဲ့နောက်ပိတ်ရကြပြန်ဆွေးနွေးနေရတယ်ဟုတ်မှားတယ်
အမွေးမှာလားသမီး
ဟုတ်
okay
ဟို grammar တော့မှားလိုက်ဆိုလို့အချင်းတော်တော်ဆိုးနေတာလို့
ရတယ်သမီးရတယ်နော်
ပိတ်ရမှာ
it's okay okay so
ဘယ်နေ့လောက်
နည်းနည်းရအောင်ဆိုပြောမယ်တချို့ဖုန်းခေါ်မှလို့ပြောချင်တာလား
ဟုတ် Zoom မှာတွေ့လေရတယ်ဆောင်းလေးပါ
Zoom မှာမတွေ့ရသမီးဖုန်းခေါ်လိုက်ဖုန်းခေါ်မယ်ဆိုရင်တချို့ဟိုညနေပိုင်းတော့ခေါ်ပြီးစနေတနင်္ဂနွေညနေပိုင်းပါ
ရတယ်
okay
ကျေးဇူး
so
ပါ
bye 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 bye